We're just a small town boy and girl living in a whiskey world of blind tastings. Don't stop believing that we're going to bring you honest and unbiased opinions because we have no clue what we're drinking. Let's get into this double blind head-to-head.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. Erin is more of the social sipper here.
Yep.
I am more of the whiskey nerd. And thank you for joining us on our journey.
Yeah.
Get it? Call back to the intro, journey. Yeah. So we have drawn this pair at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of bourbon and rye matchups that could be almost anything. Yeah. Most of the time it's available versus allocated, but it could be two curveballs, two shelf available products to see which one is the better buy. We do it this way so that you get the most honest opinions possible. And quite frankly, it's pretty fun for us to taste this way as well. Yeah. With that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Cheers.
It smells really good.
Glass one smells like a cherry blow pop.
Really?
Yeah. Like the red blow pop. I'm assuming that's cherry. Watermelon's green. This is the red one, the cherry one.
It's not blue raspberry?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was just checking because sometimes artificial watermelon is red, but then sometimes it's cherry. Sometimes red is cherry.
I feel like usually artificial watermelon is green because red can be shared by strawberry or cherry sometimes.
That's fair.
Historically.
But every once in a while you get that company that wants to be a hot shot and they're like, you know what? Watermelons are pink on the inside. Let's make our candy like reddy, pinky, colory.
Which candy is that?
I don't know. I didn't know I was getting interrogated.
Let's just drink whiskey.
All right. Yeah, cherry blow pop. Cheers.
It tastes good. Like I'm not getting any specific things. I really like what I'm tasting though. This tastes full-bodied. It's like a full-bodied woman.
Whoa. That bottom girl, make the rockin' world go round.
She fits. It's good. I really like it.
This to me tastes kind of like a cherry blow pop. Like it.
Really?
Yeah. It's got that cherry, candy, strawberry type of note to it.
It's very subtle though. I'm not getting a lot of cherry. Like I'm getting a general sweetness that I can see leaning towards a cherry blow pop. But I'm not specifically, like you're even saying it and I'm trying to get it and I'm not getting it. Yeah. I can see how you would be getting it though.
Can't always trust that first sip. Let's take another one.
Yeah, this tastes like just good and hearty.
Yeah,
it's like a hearty turkey dinner.
Doesn't taste like turkey.
Doesn't taste like turkey, but it sits on your stomach and on your palate like a hearty turkey dinner.
I think we're having two different experiences. Now there is a fair bit there, but like this isn't a blow me away type of glass, personally speaking.
No, but this is solid. I like this.
Yeah. It's got the kind of candy fruit sweetness going on with it. It's got this kind of caramel vanilla thing going on with it. The oak is there on the back end. There's a good level of spice throughout the whole pour.
It's pretty consistent and it's not overpowering. Yeah.
It's not hot spice. Yeah. It's just like this nice kind of tingly, effervescent spice like Coca-Cola like that, but it doesn't taste Coca-Cola-ish. It might taste more like cherry soda drink.
Cherry cola?
Yeah, something in that vein.
I can see that.
Yeah, I find that really enjoyable. It's easy enough, glass one, to enjoy if I just wanted something generally sweet and it tastes like bourbon, or if I wanted something that had a few layers that I wanted to focus on. It's got that going on too. Yeah. So it's kind of like, some people might call it a jack of all trades, master of none, but to me, just very enjoyable.
I like it.
All right, let's get into glass two on the nose and see how it differs or compares.
This off the bat smells a little sharper.
Really? I'm not getting that at all.
It's good, but like compared to glass one, it smells sharp. Like somebody left a cap off of a marker.
I got you when I got deeper into the glass, yeah. But no, first sniff to me, this is like cherry, vanilla, banana split. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, it's got all that going on. Somebody was a little stingy on the fudge. Like they didn't put enough fudge sauce on it.
There's never enough fudge for you though.
And they left the nuts off, which I appreciate.
Kudos.
I mean, I can go either way when it comes to nuts on my banana splits or ice cream sundaes, but this is more in that like leaning ice cream sundae side. Maybe the faintest hint of banana, cherry vanilla are the most common things in here to me.
Okay.
Let's get it on the palate and see.
I feel like it falls a little flat in comparison to glass one.
Coming straight off the hills, I agree. It doesn't have the spice that glass one had.
It doesn't have the like presence, the weight of glass one.
Yeah, it's a little bit more silky. And I think a lot of people would call this smooth.
Yeah.
In comparison to glass one, which had that spice going on. This is a little bit more smooth. the finish doesn't last quite as long, and it is missing that spice, which I find that to be lacking in the glass.
Yeah.
The flavors here are very good.
Yeah, which may be a detriment to it for me. I kind of think I like the spice. But I think it will be telling when we start with this one and go back to glass one. Because coming off the heels of glass one, I think this one is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and I will say the nose is getting better. It's getting more vanilla oaky. The nose is getting fantastic on this. And then the palate, the oak is sticking around on the finish for me. Like that's the lingering note I'm left with is like this really pleasant oakiness. It's not packing that spice, but man, that is really nice.
It is pleasant. There's a pleasant oakiness there, as you say.
And you didn't get anything on that second sip other than just that pleasant oakiness?
Yeah, I think
jumping up?
The finish does build upon itself a little bit.
It does,
which is good. I like that. So it's just an ever so subtle, like gradual increase in kind of spice on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, I'm same as first sip, but everything kind of built on itself. It's kind of like Nashville hot chicken. When you eat Nashville hot chicken, that first bite, you're like, this is kind of spicy. By the end of the meal, you're sweating out of your shirt.
Sweating, tears coming down your eyes, your lips are purple.
Because that cayenne spice builds on itself, just like glass 2 builds on itself. I mean, first sip, coming off of 1, little thin. Finish seemed a little short.
Yeah.
Not so right now. I'm still tasting the finish.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking through, like I've got a piece of oak, like chaw in my jaw or something.
That sounds unpleasant.
And it's just, well, it would be, but this is the most pleasant. These are both really nice. I like both of these quite a bit for different reasons. So it's going to be really interesting to take some more time. We're going to do that off camera, focus on what we're tasting, clear our palate, start with the second glass, go back to the first, do some A/B comparing. We'll be back with any new thoughts on these, as well as our ratings, our rankings, or which one we prefer rather.
Yeah.
And then we'll find out the price and see if that changes anything before we find out what we're drinking. See you in a second. Things are about to get real interesting around here.
Yeah.
After spending some time with them and tasting them in different orders, what do you think?
So things changed. How the turntables. I think coming off of the heels of glass 1, glass 2 was at a disadvantage. I tasted glass 2 first. It was really good.
Excellent.
I tasted glass 1 again. It was too sweet.
Excellent.
It was too sweet. I was shook because before it wasn't too sweet. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to give them both a thumbs up and then change my rating based on the price because in a vacuum, on its own, glass 1 was really good. And then it was even better when I compared it to glass 2, when I had glass 1 first.
Right.
Then I had glass 2 first, and glass 1 wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So
we don't talk about it on the break, but I had the same experience to a degree, although 1 didn't get too sweet for me because I love sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny you say in a vacuum because this was really difficult for me because when I compared these two and started with glass 2, glass 1 wasn't as good as when I drank it by itself.
Yep.
When I started with glass 1 and went to glass 2 pretty quickly, glass 2 wasn't as good as when I drank it by myself. So I actually had to take time, sip 1, soak in that entire experience, clear my palate, and then do the other one and just compare those experiences both in vacuums.
Yeah, what'd you get?
For me, I'm going to give glass 1 2 thumbs up.
Whoa.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. It is very sweet. It's got huge sweetness, huge saturation of flavor,
I love
huge
the saturation
spice.
of flavor though. It's just
Glass 1 gets a very strong thumbs up, and there are days where I would prefer.
You mean glass 2?
Sorry, glass 2 gets a very strong thumbs up. There are days where I would prefer that when I don't want the spice or the heavy sweetness on glass 1 because it is really sweet.
Yeah,
and it is almost pushing into cloying territory.
Yeah,
and I don't want that all the time, even though I really love sweet stuff. But today, for me, glass 1 2 thumbs up, glass 2 1 thumbs up. Where are your ratings? You said thumbs up on both, but where's your preference?
My preference is glass 2 probably because glass 1, while it's so good with like the concentration of flavor, the warmth, the like weightiness of it, it just got too sweet for me. So
that's fair.
It's not something that I would reach for again and again and again. I would have it like a couple sips and be done. I would reach for glass 2 again and again. That's
fair. Yeah, the spice and the heavy sweetness on glass 1 makes it almost, for me today, makes it better, but it also makes it less drinkable regularly. Yeah, which is very interesting. Yeah. So anyways, I'd say these feel very comparable. They feel like well-aged Kentucky bourbon. Yeah, and I really, really, really like them both. I'm loving the sweetness on glass 1 today, and these to me feel like they've got age. They feel like they could be $100+ bottles. They both seem really, really nice. So I can't wait to see what the prices are. We're going to see if that changes anything for us. Glass number 1 is number 19 in our pool. Price?
$65.
Staying 2 thumbs up.
I'm not mad at that. While I still think it's too sweet for me, I think what you're getting for the price of $65 is great. Even though it's not specifically to my flavor profile, I would say like get it just to have it. Because I might want it sometimes.
I hope beyond everything we have a bottle of that.
Okay.
What's price on glass number 2?
$40.
Wow. Man, do I have to go 2 thumbs up on that?
I might have to. Just for the value of it, because I did prefer it.
I might have to go 2 thumbs up on that. That $40, that's a great bottle.
Yeah, it is a little thin.
It is a little thin. That's my only critique on it. But there's days where that's exactly what I want. And it's hot as the dickens right now. So it's kind of hitting the spot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm going to go 2 thumbs up, I think, on it. Because for the price and what you're getting, it tastes good.
Right.
It tastes very good. And if you're okay with it being a little bit thin, like viscosity-wise, it's a great value.
Yeah. Now, I want to be clear. You were talking about how robust and full-bodied the first glass was. I said it wasn't earth-shaking, groundbreaking whiskey, and it's not. They're just really good, really enjoyable, and I think now that we know the price, the value is way up there.
Yeah.
So these are big value buys. I'm very impressed with both of these for the money.
I am too.
So I would have expected them to be $70 to $100 or more.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted them to be that much, but I wouldn't have been surprised if they were.
All right. Are you okay if we find out glass 2 first? What's glass number 2? Number 20 in our pool.
Maker's Mark 101.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Go on ahead, Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
What's glass number 1?
Weller Antique 107. Why did we disprove something you've said that you don't like Weller?
No, I do like Weller Antique 107. I do prefer foolproof. But wow, this is crazy. So
and these are findable at these prices, yes?
Well, not the Weller.
Oh.
Maker's, yes.
Okay.
Wow, that's very interesting. So glass number 1, Weller Antique 107, is a bottle that people kind of go crazy for. It gets marked up to...
It's very good.
It oftentimes gets marked... It is one of the few weeded bourbons that you do enjoy. But you also do tend to enjoy Maker's Mark products as well.
I didn't get any like Weeder funk sour funk that I get sometimes on Weeders. I didn't get that on either of these.
I did not get it on either one either. And the Maker's 101, super nice. It was a limited edition gift shop bottle. Now it's on shelves pretty much everywhere. And for $40, it's a great buy.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like the other Maker's Mark products that, to my recollection. So it's kind of unique within the catalog, it feels like. Great proof point for that.
Yeah.
I think what we experience right now was a little bit of the proof point difference in the spice coming through at 107 versus 101.
Yeah.
That does make a difference, but my hope in putting this matchup in there originally, and I forgot it was even in there, but you've got a north of 100 proof bottle that's very hard to find, often gets marked up to 100 or 150 bucks, versus a product that you can easily find that's 40 bucks on the shelf. Double blind like we were, do they have a comparable experience? Is Maker's 101 a comparable or suitable replacement for Weller Antique 107? And I won't say it's apples to apples.
I don't think it's apples to apples, but they're not so different.
But it might be like a Honeycrisp to a Gala apple or something. Like
that is apples to apples.
But I'm getting a little more specific. Like,
how about apples to oranges?
No,
because they're both fruits.
They're both fruit, but I need something that's a little closer because oranges and apples taste wildly different, and these are more adjacent. They're both really sweet Kentucky bourbon. Glass 2 is just more thin.
One's sweeter than the other.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's more sweet and less sweet apples. This is the sweetest of apples, and this is a slightly less sweet apple.
This is like a Honeycrisp, and this is like a Granny Smith.
No, those are super tart. This isn't tart. What's like a not as sweet red apple?
Fuji.
There we go. So you got a
Fuji.
You got a Honeycrisp versus a Fuji. That's what you got. They're both,
so that is comparing apples to apples.
In a manner of speaking. Right. And in a manner of speaking, if you like this video and the way we do things around here, double blind, conversational, hanging out, having pours together, think about subscribing to the channel, liking the video, hitting the bell to join us for a live stream because it lets you know when we're going live. We do that once a month. And if you are about good people and good whiskey, both of those things are over on our Patreon. You can join our community for as little as $3 a month.
Yeah.
And that gets you involved in our Discord, which is full of good people. And then guess what happens on the Discord? Lots of good whiskey gets shared.
Yep.
People help people find things. Also, we release our barrel picks where we go to distilleries, choose barrels, make them available to you guys with our stamp of approval. So if your palate fits ours and you dig both of these bottles and you think you might line up with what we like, then
check it out.
Get on board for some of our barrel picks. We got a boatload coming down the pipeline this year, and we've already released a ton already. So always staying busy with that. And yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's it for today. Be good to each other, y'all. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
I said these are $100 bottles. People do pay $100 for this. I won't say I would, but if I didn't have a bottle,
You would.
I might, that might be my ceiling.
I wouldn't say I would, but I would.
That might be my ceiling to have one
We're
around.
not comparing apples to apples, but like this is like a Honeycrisp and this is like a Fuji.
I would prefer to pay $65 for this, for sure.
Yeah,
But
I mean, wouldn't we all?
Would I pay $100 if I was completely out of it? Yeah. Would I pay $150? No.
Mhm.
No, I don't want to pay that much.
Mhm.